Hi everyone, welcome to our channel, Rebecca's Doing the Crew. I'm Rebecca and today we have a DIY for you and we'll go over the supplies first. So first we're going to be using these frames from Dollar Tree. They come in 3 different colors. We'll need some Dollar Tree chalkboards, also either some Dollar Tree vinyl stickers, chalk markers, or window clings will work as well. You'll need some vines, leaves, or greenery of your choice, flowers that coordinate with your frame. We're going to use some Walmart printable sticker paper, which is optional, some wire cutters, also some scissors, and then we'll need some hot glue, paint brushes. We'll need ribbon of your choice, some paper towels, and some clear vinyl or transfer tape if you are using vinyl. So let's get crafty. So the first thing I did was print out this sticker on the printable sticker paper. You can use the clip art on a color printer, and you get several sheets of this from Walmart. As you can see, we've got the sticker there, and all we want to do is cut around the sticker, and then it's optional. If you have a laminator, you can laminate the front of the sticker to make it waterproof. So that's what I'm going to do here. Again, this is completely optional. So you just want to take your sticker and lay it inside the laminate, and then you are going to put a piece of paper on the back of it. And this will make it so that you can separate it and be able to use it as a waterproof sticker. So then I just put it through the laminator. Once it's gone through one time, all we're going to do is trim it with some scissors. And once we have it trimmed around the edges just a little bit, we'll be able to separate the plastic pieces. So as you can see, we separate it and we've got that paper on there. We'll just peel that off. And then I went and just trimmed around the sticker, and this way I'll have, since I'm going to use this for recipes and I didn't want to get it wet in the kitchen, and I'll be able to wipe it off if it gets anything splattered on it. I'll be able to do that, which is why I use the laminator, but again, that's completely optional. So all we're going to do is just trim around that sticker, and then when we're ready to use it, we'll peel that sticker backing off and apply it. As you can see, it's all ready to go. So I'm going to be making 3 of these. So I cut out my vinyl, or you can use a stencil. You can also use chalk markers. And then again, there's different stickers and things like letter stickers that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. So if you don't have a vinyl cutter, that's okay. You could also just buy the vinyl and you can treat it like it's a stencil, and you could use a razor blade and cut it out depending on what your design is. If it's not too intricate, it's actually not that hard to do. I've done it in the past myself. Just going to peel all the extra pieces off of the vinyl here, and this one here says menu. Since I'm going to make 3 different ones, I decided to make one that says menus, one that will hold recipe cards, and then one of the frames with just like a to-do list. So now we're going to pull the frames apart. These come apart very easily. There's just these little plastic tabs that hold it together, and you just want to slowly work your way around. I found it easier if you actually start to remove it from the bottom. It seems to pull apart a little bit easier, and then we'll just take that plastic insert out. So we'll do the same thing for all 3 frames. And as you can see, there's these little square tabs up in the top corner that helped hold in that clear vellum. This is where the wire cutters come in. If you don't have wire cutters, that's okay. It'll come off with scissors. It's really not that thick of a plastic. It's really pretty easy to cut through. This just had a smaller edge to cut with, so it was a little bit easier to get in between the spaces there. So you'll want to cut those knobs off, or those little edges in each corner on both sides of your picture frames. Be mindful when you get around the corner, sometimes the little plastic piece will kind of pop off, so just watch your eyes. I don't want anyone to get cut. So now that we have the frames separated, we're going to take some chalk paint or just some regular acrylic paint, add just a little tiny bit to your paintbrush. This is where the paper towel comes in. You can wipe off the excess. So you just have a small amount of paint on your paintbrush, and then just lightly brush around the edges to weather your frames. Now, so of course, this part's completely optional. If you'd like the frames the way they come, then that's perfectly fine, but I wanted to give this a little bit more like a vintage look. So for the white frame, I used the black chalkboard paint from the Dollar Tree. The blue frame actually already came with a weathered look to it. It has this really pretty gold appearance underneath of the blue to have a weathered look to it. So I just left that one as is, and the white one and the black ones were the only two that I actually did the weathering process to. So the white one, we did the black chalk paint, and then for the black frame, I did a dark gray. I didn't want it to stand out a whole lot, but I did want it to look like it was weathered. And you'll want to do both sides. And it really doesn't take all that long to dry, but if you keep picking it up because it's a shiny plastic, it does want to wipe off. So you have to make sure it's completely dry before you handle the frame so that it will stay. The good thing about it being taking a while for this to dry is that it's forgiving. So if you put too much on, it gives you a little bit of time to wipe off the excess and start over. So now we're going to just line up those chalkboards from Dollar Tree in the center of the frame. And then I just take a pencil and I trace around the chalkboard. That way I know where my edges are going to be behind the frame so that I can add the vinyl or the sticker without going too high up or too far over to one side. And that way all of my design will be able to be seen through the frame and not hid behind the back corner. So now we're just going to take that clear contact paper, we lay it right on top of the sticker, and then we'll peel that sticker backing off of the sticker. And then we just apply that right to the front of the chalkboard. Just rub down really well, make sure there's no bubbles, and then peel that clear contact paper off. And this is what it looks like so far. So then I wanted to use the little clip that it came with to hold the recipe cards. So I just took my scissors and cut around it. I didn't try bothering pulling off that plastic piece that holds it on. That way I was able to use it to just help glue it onto the frame. And then we'll just take that little tag or that little clip there and we'll glue it right to the center, and that will hold our recipe cards. Then I added some little pink flowers to the corner to help decorate this a little bit and give it a little bit more detail. And then I had some of the lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I made a very simple bow, and I'll put that in the corner. So I ended up adding these 3 small pink flowers to either side. These are available at Dollar Tree right now. They just put a bunch of their spring flowers out. And then we'll put the little bow in the corner. And then I added 1 more little pink flower to the top of the bow right in the center. I added a few small leaves. I kind of like the bow before I put the leaves on it, so I kind of regret putting the leaves on, but it really doesn't look bad. They were small. But I did like the pink flower in the middle of the bow. So this is our recipe card one done. Now the other side is just blank, so you can write on it. And now we'll do the second frame. We're going to do the exact same process where we lay the frame over top of it and mark where our edges are going to be. And then we're using the clear paper to put over top of our vinyl. And this will help us to transfer it onto the chalkboard and be able to center it. And you can use this process with stickers. It doesn't have to be like something cut out of a Cricut. Definitely using that contact paper helps to be able to center it, and then you can pull it off quite easily. And then your sticker with lots of detail is kind of on there really in a nice straight line. And then we'll just pop the frame back together. So if you don't take those little corner tabs out, you can't pop the frame together. It makes it too thick and you can't get those little tabs back in. So then I just had some of these flowers from the Dollar Tree. Again, like I said, they just started putting out their spring flowers. So I pull some leaves off. I cut a piece of the stem short, and then I just reattach these to either side of the stem to create this little leaf pattern. So it made kind of like its own bow, just using the stems that it came with. And then I kind of play around with it before I glue it on because I wasn't sure where I wanted to put it or what I wanted it to look like. So I always try it before I do it. And then once I figured out where I wanted it to be, I did go ahead and just glue it on with some hot glue. So we'll glue those leaves to the top center. And then I cut these flowers down. They're actually pretty long, so I cut them in half, and I was able to tuck them down under the leaves. And then I added a few smaller pieces right to the center. And a few extra leaves to the top. And that one is all finished. Again, the back is just a plain chalkboard, so you could write extra details on the back. So now for this one, I just decided to make a to-do checklist. Again, I use the transfer tape, and then I just make sure that it's all stuck down to the chalkboard really well. And then we'll put this in the frame. And then for this one, I decided to take these flowers and I stuck them together like I did in the last one, where I just took an extra piece of the wire stems and I attached the two pieces of the leaves together. Then I had some small white flowers that I cut up a little bit smaller, and I glued those to either side. I used some buffalo plaid ribbon to make a small bow and added that to the center. And then a little button right in the middle of the bow. And this one's all finished as well. So they're really easy to do. They don't take a lot of time. And I just love the way they turned out. They're all very unique and different. Now the supplies for our second craft, which I love so much how this turned out. We're going to need some hot glue. We'll need a mini scraper. It's a razor blade. We'll use these foam roses. We'll need some ribbon of your choice and the transfer tape, the vinyl, or again, you could use the window clings. These would work really well in this project. So if you don't have a vinyl cutter, that's okay. These work really well in things like this. So then we'll use one of these banks. They have some out right now at Dollar Tree. We'll need a paper towel and some glass cleaner. So let's get crafty making project 2. So these words come off really easily off of the glass. Now I've had this bank for quite a while, but like I said, they just came out with some more. I'm actually going to put them in my video for tomorrow. And they have different color frames, but all you need to do is just scrape these words off. Be gentle. You don't want to scratch the glass all up. But if you just hold it right at the right angle, you can see how easily the printed words just scrape right off. And then you'll want to clean the glass with some glass cleaner and your paper towels to make sure you get all that little residue off of there, so it's not impeding the stickers and things that you put on the glass. So now we're going to take the bank and we're basically making it into a shadow box. So all you need to do is lift up that very top tab just a little bit, and then you can pull the back right off. It's really easy to separate. And then we're not going to be wanting this paper in the background to shine through it all. Initially, I was going to put some paper on the back, like a different sheet of paper, but you weren't able to see it at all. So I was happy with just the black background. So then all we're going to do is take these large foam flowers that Dollar Tree just put out for Valentine's Day. They have them in several colors. They have like peach, white, purple, red, and a dark pink. And all we're going to do is we're going to glue these right onto the backing. And it's okay if it hangs past the edge just a little bit. We're going to tuck them in to the sides, and we want them really close together and full so that it fills up the back and you don't see that background in the plastic there. So we do 9 flowers in all. And I chose to just do the solid light pink or peach colored flowers. You could mix these up if you wanted to. There's lots of different ways you can do it in different patterns. They also sell these foam flowers in a smaller size. I think you get 16 in a bag, and they have them in all the same colors I just mentioned. So there's all 9, and then we're just going to work. I put like the bottom edge in first and then just kept tucking in the petals until I got them all the way in to the shadow box and just pop that backing on. So then I need to take off all the little pieces I cut out of the vinyl. But again, you could use those window clings. Those heart-shaped ones would work really well in this project. And we're just going to put this heart that I cut out right in the middle of this shadow box. I like the way that the letters are cut out so a little bit of the pink shines through. And then we're just going to center it. And look how easy this project was. It was so easy. It literally took probably 10 minutes from start to finish. It was no time at all. And now I thought it looked nice the way it was, but I had some matching ribbon that I got last year at Dollar Tree. So I thought I would tie a little bow at the top, and I kind of wrapped it just like you would a present where you wrap the ribbon around the corners. And I just made a very simple knot here and then just cut the sides of the ribbon at an angle to make like a very simple looking bow. If you want to, you can take a lighter and very lightly get close to the edges of the ribbon just so it doesn't fray. It'll kind of melt those little edges. You don't want to touch the ribbon. You just want to get close to it. And just for a quick second. Then I took some more of these little white flowers that I had. I cut little pieces off and then I just glue one piece on each side and kind of tuck it down on either side of the knot. And this is it. It's completely done. I love this project so much. Everybody fell in love with it when I showed them. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. So here's a close-up of what the bow looks like and the vinyl with the flowers in the background. I love this so much. I hope you guys do too. So don't forget, we post these DIY videos every single Thursday. And then we do the Dollar Tree videos every single Friday to show what's new for the week. And I go to about 5 different Dollar Trees each week and combine that all into one video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And here are some other videos from our channel you might also enjoy. Have a great night, everyone.